Hello, this is James. I have another farming deck for the Syrus Truesdale event, and this one is one of my favorites. It's the Catapult Turtle deck that I posted for the Crowler event, but for Syrus we need to make a couple little small modifications. In a nutshell, you use Catapult Turtle, a special summon monster, an Econ Take, and Massive Morph to make one of Syrus's monsters huge and enormous, and then in your last turn, you special summon your monster, you Econ Take, you summon your Catapult Turtle, and then you blast the Massive Morph monster back at him, and if the monster has over 20,000 attack from Massive Morph, then you get the maximum duel assessment bonus, over 9,999 damage. So the stalling component of this deck is just 2 cards, and having more life points than your opponent. You use Backup Squad and Temple the Mind's Eye. So, if he has 3 monsters played, and don't think about Massive Morph for a second. If he has 3 monsters played, you have Temple the Mind's Eye and Backup Squad on the field, and you have more than 3,000 life points, he can't finish you off, right? Because in that turn he can do a maximum of 3,000 damage, and you will get to draw 3 cards. And so the AI calculates that 1,000 damage is not worth giving you 1 card if you can't, if it can't beat you in that turn. Now, it will use the card drawing as a win condition, but so if he has 2 monsters that can attack and you have 2 cards remaining, then he'll try to attack you twice, and then on your next turn you deck out. And here's where the modifications come in. So we use Massive Morph to grow one of his monsters, obviously, but we also need to use Massive Morph to block. And that's why we have Pot of Benevolence. You play 2 of your Massive Morphs, so you grow one of his monsters, and you grow it again, and then say you block like another monster, not one that you are going to use for Catapult Turtle, but just to keep it from attacking you so that you can prevent from being damaged, prevent from getting under 3,000 life points, or prevent from being forced to draw a card. We have Pot of Benevolence to recycle those Massive Morphs back into the deck, because you're not always able to. So if you can get 3 Massive Morphs on the Drill monster, that's 3,000, and then times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12, times 2 is 24. So if you get all 3 Massive Morphs on the big Drill Vecroid, then that's fine and dandy. But if you're using Massive Morphs on the smaller fusion monster, the one that's only 2,200 attack, then you'll need 4 of them. So that's why you need to recycle with Pot of Benevolence, and also using Massive Morph to block. Now, because we have Pot of Benevolence putting cards back into our deck, we still need to be able to deck out before Syrus, and that's why we have Jar of Greed. So that's your stalling combo. You get Backup Squad, you get your Temple the Mind's Eye out, he's not attacking you, you're bumping up his monsters with Massive Morph, you're blocking with Massive Morph, you're recycling Massive Morph with Pot of Benevolence, you're just drawing cards with Jar of Greed. We have Pathfinder so that we can get our Temple the Mind's Eye. And then in the final turn, you play Legendary Ocean, which reduces Catapult Turtle to level 4 so that it can be normal summoned. You special summon Card Breaker. This card cannot be normal summoned or set, can only be special summoned in face of attack position by sending 1 card from your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. So you special summon him, normal summon that, you Econ Take the giant monster, and then you activate Catapult Turtle's effect for game. Now, let's talk substitutions for a quick second. If you don't have Card Breaker, there are 3 cards, or there are 3 cards that are interchangeable. So there's 2 cards that you can swap them out for. The first is Anteater Eating Ant. You can special summon this card by sending your Backup Squad and then one of your extra Jar of Greeds, or your Temple of the Mind's Eye to the graveyard. So that's your special summon. You can also special summon Escher the Frost Vassal. If your opponent controls 2 or more cards in their spell and trap zones, you can special summon this card from your hand. So, and this is only a teensy bit less reliable than these 2 cards. So I would say that probably this is the easiest to use and the most reliable. This is the second easiest to get, and it's just a tiny bit less reliable because he has to have all those cards. He always, in the times that I've farmed him, he's always had a full 3 back row at the end, but just be aware of the restriction. And then of course, Anteater Eating Ant is from super rare tickets, which we want to spend on cool stuff like Catapult Turtle and not lame stuff like a Reversal Ant. And this is the fast version of the deck. Oh, and one more substitution. So if you have Soul Exchange, if for some reason you have the ultra rare Soul Exchange, you can actually take this out, and then you can put Soul Exchange onto. You can actually take this and this out, and put Soul Exchange onto the Massive Morph monster, and then when you normal summon your Catapult Turtle, you activate its effect, Soul Exchange will let you put the monster onto the Catapult Turtle. And the final substitution is Legendary Ocean. If you don't have Legendary Ocean, you can add another Card Breaker, or another Escher, or Anteater Eating Ant. That kind of thing. Roll the clips! So we start off our replays with the ideal case. We have a Temple of the Mind's Eye, and a backup squad, and we even have a Massive Morph. And look at that, today the deck list is going to be joining us. Slowly but surely I'm learning how to be a YouTube. So see here, he's just not going to attack because he can't finish us off, and we get to draw a bunch of cards. And he's just going to activate his random trap cards to clear his field, to clear his back row. And let me talk about the substitution for Legendary Ocean, because when I was going over the footage for the deck intro, I didn't explain this the aspect of substituting Legendary Ocean for one of the special summon cards, either another Card Breaker, Frost, Escher, or the Anteater Eating Ant. And the thing is, if you special summon those monsters without Legendary Ocean, then you can use them to tribute for Catapult Turtle. So you have, you special summon 2 monsters, you tribute 1 for Catapult Turtle, and you econ take the other for the boosted monster. In this case, the boosted monster is the Jumbo Drill, and we're gonna activate. And so he's at 1200, so he only needs 1 more Massive Morph, there it is, to be big enough to get us over 10,000 damage. And it's effect damage too, so you get that bonus. And draw into our Massive Morph. And see there we use our Pot of Benevolence to recycle the Massive Morphs. Because what he's going to do is he's going to use the backup squad as a win condition. After this turn, he's going to try and attack me twice to deck me out. So I'm gonna head that off by putting a Massive Morph on one of his monsters. I think I set a Jar of Greed, just in case he doesn't attack me with that Drillroid. But he does. So we're gonna cut that off with a Massive Morph, but you can't cut off an attack midway with Massive Morph, so let that be a lesson to you. So we definitely don't activate that Jar of Greed. We activate Legendary Ocean, that lets us normal summon Catapult Turtle. We special summon our Card Breaker by breaking the Jar of Greed, and we shoot Jumbo Drill back in Syrus's face. Here we are. Lots of good rewards. And next clip. All right, so here, this is not great. We have all these cards we don't need. We have Jar of Greed. We just kind of have to hope that we draw into backup squad but that's why we have the life point boost alpha for that buffer. So we're going to block with the Planet Pathfinder, and we're going to have our Massive Morph to block. And we get one more Jar of Greed. That doesn't give us the backup squad either. We go ahead and put the Massive Morph on the Steam Gyroid because he's not going to use that as fusion tribute. So that's going to be our Catapult Turtle ammunition. We finally get our backup squad, and now we're all set. He's not going to attack us because so the Steam Gyroid can't attack, and then the other two monsters can't finish us off. So he would only be able to do 2,000 damage in a turn, and it's not going to finish us off. And we would get to draw 2 cards. So the AI says, "Do not attack," and we're just going to we're just gonna sit tight. We're gonna activate another Massive Morph on the Steam Gyroid, and see. So that's the second Massive Morph on Steam Gyroid. We will put a third one on Steam Gyroid, and that's only going to put him up to 17,600 attack. That's not enough to get over 9,999 damage, so we need the fourth Massive Morph that you just saw. And here, we're going to recycle our Massive Morphs again, so that we can use them to block, because like I said, he will try and use backup squad to his advantage as a win condition by attacking with his 2 usable monsters when we only have 2 cards remaining. So we're gonna set a Massive Morph to head that off. And again, you can't Massive Morph block an attack while the attack is occurring. Or maybe that's just a bug for Drillroid, because it stopped that bicycle monster. But anyway, we have the final card. We're gonna go ahead and play Legendary Ocean, reduce the level. We're just gonna throw a Massive Morph on there to simplify our field. Get out our fodder and our Catapult. Tribute take, and kabams! Nice fast farm. Thank you for watching.